Bánh xèo means sizzling. It's named for the sound the batter makes when it hits a hot pan. This crispy Vietnamese crepe is bright yellow from turmeric, not eggs, and it's made with rice flour instead of wheat flour, so the edges fry up thin and crunchy. When it cooks, the outside browns and crisps, while the center stays tender, and it's usually folded over a savory filling. Classic fillings include pork, often pork belly or sliced pork, shrimp, onions, mushrooms, and bean sprouts. But once you understand the crepe itself, you can experiment with all kinds of fillings. Let's get cooking. To make Vietnamese crepe batter, you will need a half cup rice flour, a quarter cup cornstarch, a quarter teaspoon kosher salt, a quarter teaspoon turmeric, 1 cup unflavored sparkling water, 2 tablespoons full-fat unsweetened coconut milk, and 2 green onions. The fillings we will use today include a half yellow onion, approximately 1 cup of mushrooms, 6 raw shrimp peeled and deveined, and 1 cup of bean sprouts. For cooking, you will need 3 tablespoons plus of vegetable oil, and for serving, Vietnamese table salad and nuoc cham, the Vietnamese dipping sauce, both covered in the first video in this series. I'll link that in the description. A quick note about the sparkling water in the batter. The carbonation creates bubbles that expand in the hot pan, which makes the crepe light and shatter crisp with delicate lacy edges. Some Vietnamese cooks even use beer for the same reason. The special equipment you will need are an 8 to 12 inch non-stick skillet, a lid to fit the skillet, and 1 cooling rack. Make the batter first by placing the rice flour, cornstarch, salt, and turmeric into a medium bowl and whisk the dry ingredients together well. Now measure out 1 cup of the sparkling water. Pour into the dry ingredients slowly while whisking. Whisk to a smooth consistency. Now whisk in the coconut milk. Set batter aside to rest while we prep the ingredients. Peel the skin off the half onion. Cut across into thin slices. Place onto a plate and then separate the slices. Thinly slice the mushrooms and place into a bowl. If your peeled and deveined shrimp have tails, remove them. This is very easy to do by pinching on the tail and pulling out the shrimp at the base. I like to cut the shrimp in half lengthwise to help keep the crepe thin and more evenly distribute the shrimp throughout, but this is optional. Be sure to remove any veins that may have been missed in the deveining process. Now add the bean sprouts to our 3 prepped ingredients, and we have all of our fillings assembled and ready to go. Slice up the 2 green onions, green parts only. Put them aside until ready to make the crepes and then stir into the batter. Heat skillet over medium-high heat. When pan is very hot, add 1 to 2 tablespoons oil depending on the size of the pan. Add 3 or 4 pieces of shrimp and some onions. Spread the ingredients out in the pan. After about 30 seconds, turn the shrimp over. Add some mushrooms and cook for about 30 more seconds. Push the ingredients onto 2 sides of the pan and make a channel about 1 inch wide down the middle. The channel should line up with the pan's handle and will minimize breaking the crepe when you fold it in half later. Give the batter a stir and use a ladle to place just a thin layer of batter in the pan. That sizzle you hear is the xèo in the Bánh xèo name. Rotate the pan to bring the batter up to the edges. Allow to cook for about 30 seconds and then add the bean sprouts. Bean sprouts should be added over the ingredients on just one side of the crepe. Notice that I arranged them horizontally in line with the handle of the pan. This will allow for easier folding later. Cover the pan, lower the heat, and cook for 1 minute. Remove the lid. As a final step for a crispy crepe, increase the heat and add some additional oil around the edges. Tilt the pan a bit to distribute the oil. When the crepe is done, slide it out of the pan and onto a plate, using the edge of the pan to fold the crepe in half as it slides out. This technique takes practice, so don't worry if you don't get it on the first few tries. I like to immediately slide it onto a rack to keep both sides crispy while you finish making the crepes. Serve the crepe with Vietnamese table salad and nuoc cham. To eat, tear off a piece of the crepe and place it into a lettuce leaf. Add herbs like mint and Thai basil. Roll up the lettuce leaf, dip it in nuoc cham, and enjoy. Thank you so much for joining Food Immerse and exploring different cuisines, ingredients, and cooking techniques. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss a single delicious episode. If you make this dish, I would love to hear about it in the comments or shoot me an email. Until next time, cheers to good food.